but we chose to mope around and, cry about them not letting us into their schools.
Yeah.
It's like we have to make it like you said, we have to use the cards that we have and play the cards that we're dealt. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like constantly staying stuck in this victim mindset that every white person is out to get us. I just feel like it's very.
We agree. We agree. It's interesting because I would imagine that every single person standing here would agree with you, right? I mean, I don't know how trying to get black people exposure as being greater than just this victim mentality, how is that bad? We know about the martyrs, but we don't know about the successful black people that have done so many great things in America. Like the automatic transmission in a motor vehicle today, a black man made it. The stoplight, a black man. Black people have invented so many things. We don't know who invented what, but we know who the last one that got killed by a police officer. George Floyd got so much coverage, which I think what happened to him was wrong. But my God, they made a statue out of the guy. But they won't even talk about Ben Carson. Most people don't even know who Ben Carson. I mean, I won't say most. I hope that most people know who Ben Carson is.
I don't even know who that is.
Raise your hand if you know Ben Carson.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Peaceful Makeover. Today I'm going to be checking out Quit the Complaint and Move On. So without further ado, let's get started.
I feel like this is gonna ruffle some feathers and kind of get me
Ruffle some feathers?
ruffle some feathers.
Don't worry about it. You gotta tell the truth. Jesus ruffled feathers all the time.
I wanted to agree with you. It was a conversation you were having with the other dude. I feel like as black people, we do victimize ourselves a lot. I see it in our community, and I used to be one of those black people who were like, I really like almost had this hatred for white people because that's what all they were showing me, until I actually went out and I started to go places and I started to see interacting with white people, and I was seeing how not every white person was bad, and it was shocking me how they were so nice. And so basically I just want to say slavery, that is a very sensitive topic. However, my personal opinion is that we're in 2024 and it's a new time. And I'm not saying forget about it, but I just feel like we as black people shouldn't just sit around and mope about it all day. Every time I get on another social media platform, all they talk about is slavery. And I understand that is very important. It's a very sensitive topic. And I don't want to be desensitive to it, like insensitive to it. But, I understand it. However, I just feel like it's more to us as a black community.
Yes.
Like in schools, all they teach us is we are known as are the people who were oppressed. I feel like we are a very creative people. We are very fun. We play a very key role in the making of America today, in society today. And I just feel like we are more than just slavery. We are more than just the people who were killed. We are more than just a people who were once illiterate. And a lot of people can argue about black rights, but I definitely feel like it went downhill once we decided to dwell in civil rights, because I feel like they only do what, in some sense, to an extent, they can only do what we allow. 100%. How we had schools, but we chose to mope around and cry about them not letting us into their schools. It's like we have to make it like you said, we have to use the cards that we have and play the cards that we're dealt. Like, I just feel like constantly staying stuck in this victim mindset that every white person is out to get us. I just feel like we agree.
We agree. It's interesting because I would imagine that every single person standing here would agree with you, right? I mean, I don't know how trying to get black people exposure as being greater than just this victim mentality, how is that bad? We know about the martyrs, but we don't know about the successful black people that have done so many great things in America. Like the automatic transmission in a motor vehicle today, a black man made it. The stoplight, a black man. Black people have invented so many things. We don't know who invented what, but we know who the last one that got killed by a police officer. George Floyd got so much coverage, which I think what happened to him was wrong. But my God, they made a statue out of the guy. But they won't even talk about Ben Carson. Most people don't even know who Ben Carson. I mean, I won't say most. I hope that most people know who Ben Carson is.
I don't even know who that is.
Raise your hand if you know who Ben Carson is.
I have no idea.
Oh my God, that's insane. You guys don't know who Ben Carson is right here? Y'all know who Ben Carson is?
That's what just happened here.
He ran for president. He is one of the greatest black men to ever live. And it's crazy that we know George Floyd, but we don't know Ben Carson.
Yeah.
It's, Ben Carson, a neurosurgeon, he the first person in world history to separate conjoined twins at the head.
Yeah.
Nobody in the
I've
world
heard
has
of
ever
him.
done that. Ben Carson was the first. He's one of the greatest men that lived. He's brilliant. He came from humble beginnings. His mama was poor. His mama couldn't read. That guy had an incredible story, and we should know him more than we know these other people.
Yeah. And I feel like
It does. So you know who he is. Good.
yeah.
Good.
And I just feel like, as a society, we should magnify black success more than we talk about black oppression.
Right.
And, I feel like we as a people, I feel like there's a spiritual warfare on a human race, not just black people, because we're not the only people in time who's ever been oppressed. Like,
Right,
there's
I know.
other races that has been through things too. It's just that we magnify ours more, and we, kind of dwell in that a little more.
Yeah.
I just feel like, all in all,
You have a question in there? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to say, I really just want to say something because I just feel like it's kind of crazy to, I just feel like division is stupid.
Right, and let me tell you this. When people say, is America racist? I don't think systemically America is racist. I think that there's people that are unsuspected actors that are racist against black people, and they are our friends, our allies.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. If you loved black people, what would politicians do? Not give you a handout. They'll go down and look at that school and say, why is this school failing?
Yeah.
Let's get people an adequate education so they
Yeah.
can perform. And they don't want to do that. They want you to be ignorant.
Yeah.
They want you to have poor schools. They want crime to be rampant in your community. They put abortion clinics on every corner. They got a liquor store on every corner. They put drugs in the community because they know people are gonna sell it to each other. All of this. And what do? We call them our ally.
And they just
Let me say this one thing. If a person tells you that that white supremacy or white privilege is a thing, that person is lying to you.
Yeah.
They hate you, and they want you to always feel inferior to white people.
Yeah.
There is nothing. Hold on, wait a minute. Be respectful to the young lady here. If you got a question, you can go next. Okay, just be respectful to the young lady. So, if they really was honest, they would encourage young black people to feel and believe that they're just as good as anybody else.
Right.
Not tell you that some white person somewhere is better than you.
Yeah.
I mean, white people poor too.
Yeah.
And you guys who are at this university, especially speaking to the black people, what a white person on campus can do that you can't do.
Yeah.
You go to the same classes, you have the same teachers, you have the same books,
Same
you have the same
opportunities.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And many black people at this university, hopefully I'm talking to a few of them, that you will make straight A's at this school.
Right.
And you will have a great education. And you will pick a major that's going to be a great investment for your future. And you're going to go on in this country and you're going to dominate.
Right.
You're going to be great. You're going to raise a family. You're going to do all those things because nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
That should be the message.
I agree.
But instead, that's not the message.
Yes, I agree with that. Just one thing, I do feel like because we're black, we do have we have a lot more challenges than, but I do feel like we all do have the same opportunities like as white people, but I feel like, well, times are very different now. I mean, and I feel like a lot of black people are speaking from a more they're speaking from a past, and it's like America has changed a lot today.
Right.
In some ways, I feel like that's not as significant, but I do feel like in some areas, in some instances, black people do have a little more obstacles
And
than
I
black
agree.
people.
I agree with you. And everybody has obstacles.
Yeah.
We can't feel like we're just uniquely
Right.
situated where we just have more issues than anybody else. Man, everybody got problems.
Yeah.
When I was a cop and I patrolled the poor white neighborhoods, they had the same issues that I remember growing up and experiencing. Just the only difference was they didn't have gangs.
Yeah.
It wasn't no gangs, but poor, ain't got no daddy, ain't got nothing to eat, on food stamps, terrible schools, getting judged at the stores. I mean, you get a guy coming in with sores on his scratching his neck, man, the store owner like, this is a crackhead, it's a meth head. And they get discriminated against too in some cases. One thing that I think that people should be talking about is classism. Racism is less of an issue in America than classism. If you are Tariq Hill You can drive I don't know how many miles per hour and play the victim. Tariq Hill's rich. He can pay a ticket like it's nothing.
Yeah.
You know, if you P Diddy. Speaking of P Diddy, how does man go this long doing all that dirt, and all of a sudden he get caught? I don't know how many decades later. I mean, when you got money, you at a different level. I don't care what color you are.
Right.
You can afford a lawyer. So if you poor, white, black, or different, you get in trouble with the law, you get a public defender, and that same public defender suck for a black person and white person the same. I'm not saying all of them suck, but they're not equipped like if you had to pay for a person to defend you.
Right.
That's a poor thing. Rich people get away with doing stuff all the time.
Right.
They get away with these white collar crimes and all this stuff because they got the money to deal with it.
Yeah, what I said is true. You don't have bad experience just because you're black. You have bad experience just because you're poor, not because of your skin color. Because poor white people get bad experience too. So I just feel we as society, we should learn to stop playing victim mindset, because I feel when you try to act like a victim, it benefits you a lot. Honestly speaking, and it takes away the responsibility from you yourself, because oh God, I'm just a baby. Like you're making yourself look like it's not because of me, it's because of them. Like you're trying to eliminate the responsibility from yourself, and if things don't work out for you, you're always like it's because of the society, it's because of people around. So you don't take responsibility for things you're going through. But this was a wonderful video. I like small videos like this. So do let me know anything about my reaction. Do to like, subscribe and share our videos. So see you on the next one. Bye.